Kristen, good morning. It is Jay here at Rorick Mazda. So I gotta apologize for two things. I got to the office early today because I wanted to make you this video, but also I stink at making videos in general. So hopefully you're not, laughing too hard. But I thought that this might be the most helpful to kind of answer some of your questions. I was rereading the email that I had sent yesterday while I was off. And though in my mind everything made sense, I could understand that it was probably difficult to decipher because there's just so much kind of just minor details, and I'm very picky about making sure that I mention every one. So the car in front of me first is the Premium Plus non-turbo. This is the trim level that your online request originally came through, and I would say from a popularity standpoint is what is considered the quote-unquote fully loaded CX-50. Now, one thing with all CX-50s that we are going to be looking at, safety, technology, and aesthetics will be the same. And what I mean by that, every CX-50 will have that little block at the bottom and a camera mounted on the windshield because all safety features are standard. That's going to be all of your adaptive cruise control, all of your collision avoidance, which will automatically stop the vehicle, your full LED lights that move as you turn the steering wheel, even using high and low beams at night, lane assistance that will let you know if you're drifting and help steer you back into the lane, pedestrian and cyclist detection, are we lost yet? Blind spot monitoring system, which personally I'd have to say is my personal favorite safety feature, because if you happen to be part of the 2% of Pittsburgh that knows where their turn signal's located, it will actually beep at you if you put on a signal to let you know you cannot get over into that lane. Same thing with backup camera. You have a cross alert that will yell at you if it's not safe to back up. You have a monitoring system that will monitor you, the driver, and let you know if you're getting fatigued or tired, and it can automatically adjust safety sensitivity among a few others. So all of those are standard. And then when I say in terms of technology, things like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which are both wireless, those are standard. Remote start is standard on all of our vehicles. Same thing with the advanced key, where you walk up and just grab the handle. It'll sense and read that you have the key. Full LED lights all in the rear, your dual exhaust, because this is the larger output Sky Active motor. And then 20-inch two-tone wheels are going to be on every CX-50 that is most likely you'll be looking at. Now, going to the interior-wise, because this is where a lot of the amenities are going to be. So if I open up here, you'll see everything is full leather. Now, on the Premium Plus non-turbo, the only interior available is this here. You'll notice it's a black interior with a terracotta piping down the center and along the sides. You'll even kind of see that throughout the door panels and across the dash. Now, very German-style design with the 12-inch screen up on top. It is only a touchscreen if you are using Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Otherwise, everything is going to be controlled much like BMW and Audi on that dial system behind the shifter. You'll see that you have the dual-zone climate system. Not only heated seats, but air-conditioned seats. You'll have the power folding side mirrors that will fold in when you lock the car. You'll have the Bose 3D audio system. And in fact, you might even see a little cutout right here. Maybe this would be better to show it. That cutout that I just showed on top of the dash is a head-up display. It will actually project road information, speed, even navigation directions right in front of the driver. Now, obviously, with these seats being both power, 8-way with lumbar on the driver, it is 2-way memory that you can see there. I think I'm a little bit too close to this hatchback behind me, so I won't be able to open the liftgate, but do know that that is power also. So I can hit a button and that will automatically open up. And then you will see up at the top that massive panoramic sunroof that stretches into the back seat. That is also going to be standard on this trim. So really, the main difference is for an average cost, we're just going to say these are right around $39,000. Excuse me. So then if we look at the standard turbo trim, which is going to be like this Zircon San one right here, the average price of these are right around about $40,000, so about $1,000 difference. Now, the only thing that is going to be a giveaway on a turbo is if you see that silver at the bottom, you'll notice that all of the non-turbos don't have that. So for whatever reason, they accent the front and rear bumpers on turbo trim levels with a satin silver finish. You'll see that even kind of down there in the back, where that one over there does not have that silver plate. This one does have that silver plate. So that's just going to be visually what would be different, but the wheels and everything are exactly the same. Now, when you go up into the turbo trim levels, you have the opportunity to get this interior, which is called terracotta. And now you might notice a theme that the one I had showed was just the complete reverse, where everything was black and accented with terracotta. Now this is terracotta accented with black. But for whatever reason, the only interior choice that is not black is only on turbo trim. So if a black interior is a no-no, we have to go to a turbo level to get this. But here's what's weird, is though the interior looks exactly the same, still your memory seats, if I look over here at the speaker, no Bose. If I go over here to the climate system, no cooled seats. If I go over here to the mirrors, no power folding button. If I go up here to the dash, no heads-up display. So for instance, that $500 to $1,000 increase over the one I had just showed is simply giving you the turbo engine. In fact, you're losing quite a bit of features, which just to recap is you're losing the Bose audio system, you're losing the cooled seats, you're losing the head-up display, and you're losing the power folding side mirrors. Otherwise, the panoramic roof and the power liftgate and everything are standard. Now, if you really want those features back that you're missing from the non-turbo, you have to go up into what is called the premium turbo level, which essentially is going to be every feature on this one I had mentioned, but on the turbo level, and adds a heated steering wheel. Otherwise, everything is the same. For whatever reason, though, that heated wheel, much like that other interior color, is only available on a turbo. No matter how you spec out a top trim non-turbo, such as the one I had showed, this is everything that it can get. So a heated wheel is not available on non-turbo models. But the downfall is when you go into that premium turbo to match the features of this non-turbo, the only feature benefit it has is the heated wheel, but then that's going to come at almost a $4,500 cost increase, meaning that $4,500 is only getting you a turbo engine and a heated steering wheel. And while the turbo engine is nice for some, it may not be needed because Mazda is very, very huge on the development of powertrains. And all that means is you can have a wonderful engine that is state-of-the-art. And here's a great example. Nissan has a variable timing engine. And on paper, the thing is marvelous. And in fact, it's an engineering wonder and has won accolades for it. However, when they started putting it in vehicles, it ran about 2 years and they had to pull it back because it was terrible for the driving wise. So it's kind of like you can have a great engine, but if you don't have the mechanics to kind of get the power out of that engine to the wheels, everything's muted. And that is actually where Mazda has focused and really why you'll see a lot of reviews that everyone talks about Mazda being a, quote, driver car. They're very fun to drive because Mazda knows how to get all of the power an engine can make down to the wheels. And that is why I find that 90 to 95% of shoppers, the non-turbo trim is plenty powerful enough. The turbo trim is more or less to think of like a quote-unquote performance line. So I hope this information helps, Kristen, and I look forward to hearing back, and thank you again for the opportunity.